Hello, say hi to a happy day and enjoy listening while I read to you a story. Sunkaissa, the golden-haired princess. Once long ago in the mountains, a huge and horrible monster fell in love with a golden-haired princess called Sunkaissa. He watched her going about her work, and one day, when she was out working, he seized her and took her off to his cave higher up in the mountain. Sunkaissa's family was overwhelmed with despair and sadness that they had lost their beautiful girl. But her oldest brother was a brave young man, and he said, "Listen, we'll never get her back sitting around here crying. I'm going to go up the mountain and find her." "No," said his father, "the monster has taken her. You're no match for him. He'll tear you apart with one blow. Isn't it bad enough that we've lost a daughter? We don't want to lose you as son as well." But young man wouldn't listen. "I can't sit here knowing that monster has her in his clutches. I'd rather die than put up with it." Off he went, up the mountain, but there was no sign of his sister. He crossed right over the top down into the other side. He crossed valleys, rivers, forests, but never a sign of the monster or Sunkaissa. Then one day he was sitting by a stream when he glanced down and saw there was in the grass some long golden hairs. "Surely this must belong to Sunkaissa," he thought. "I'll follow the stream. I'll find her." Off he went, following the stream, looking out for signs. Then, glancing up from the ground, he caught sight of a great dark cave in the rocks. He hid behind the tree and watched and waited. It wasn't long before a young woman with long golden hair came out. She sat down on the grass and started combing her hair. It was Sunkaissa. Her brother crept closer to her, not wanting to surprise her, but make sure call out. Just as he was close by, she dropped her comb. And as she did this, she said, without so much as a glance up at the person who had made a shadow on the ground beside her, "Please pick up my comb for me." The brother picked up her comb and handed it to her, but he could see that Sunkaissa didn't know him or recognize him. So he sang to her a song with a tune that they had sung together when they were young. "I am your brother, one of your own. I've traveled the mountains to find you. I've looked in the fields, I've looked by the streams, and now I've found you. You can come home." It could have been the words, it could have been the tune. Sunkaissa now recognized her brother, and she was frightened. "I can't come home, dear brother. The monster will catch us and tear us to bits." "Well, hide me somewhere near so that I can have time to think how we can get rid of the monster." "You can hide in the cowshed," said Sunkaissa. "In there is a cow, nothing like one you've ever seen before. Enormous, gigantic. When she moves, jump into her mouth and hide. Go now quickly before the monster comes back." The brother dashed off to the cowshed, and there was the biggest cow the world has ever seen. He climbed up onto a beam, and when the cow mooed, he jumped into his mouth. There he sat till the evening. Suddenly there came a great shaking of the ground and a great roaring in the air. The door of the cowshed crashed open, and there stood the monster. "I smell the smell of a human being," he roared. "No," said the cow, "you've got it all wrong. There's no human being in here." "Don't lie to me, cow," said the monster. "When I say there's a human being in here, then there's a human being." "Well now," said the cow, "I'll tell you what. I've always wanted to know how many hairs there are on my body. If you could count all the hairs on my body, then I might be able to find a human being for you." "Very well," growled the monster, and he started counting. "This shouldn't take me long." And he thought, 1, 2, 3 to 34, 8,976, 1 million. The hours were passing and the monster's eyes were beginning to get tired. But on he went. 2 million, 3 million, 3 million and 1. Just then, the cow shivered. A great big shaky shiver, and the monster lost his place. "I don't know where I was," he shouted. "Oh, really?" said the cow. "I'm so sorry." "Don't worry, start again, and I'm sure you'll get it right next time." The monster started again, and this time he's got to 4,019 when the cow gave another great shaky shiver, and the monster lost his place again. Well, this went on for hours and hours. Every time the monster got anywhere near counting all the hairs, the cow shivered. Little by little, the monster began to get tired. His head drooped, and he started to mutter, 3 milli, 4 humble, bendy bootoes, 2 humble, and he flopped to the floor, fast asleep. Out on the cow's mouth jumped the brother, who leaped onto the monster and killed him. He ran to find Sunkaissa, and together they made the long journey home. You can imagine how overjoyed their family and the people of the village were to see them, and how they loved hearing the story of the cow. And you know, if you watch a cow, you can see to this day that whether she's in the field or the cowshed, every 10 minutes or so, she gives a shaky shiver. The end. I hope you enjoy listening to the story, Sunkaissa, the golden-haired princess. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon.